Welcome back to your weekly roundup of everything that happened in Zenless Zone 0, where we will cover everything that you missed inside and outside of the game. This week we are gearing up for the release of patch 1.7 and along with it, Vivian and Jane's banners. Starting things off, in terms of in-game news, the end of patch 1.6 is here, so understandably there aren't going to be any new events. But patch 1.7 will be arriving later this week. If you are in America, that is going to be on late Tuesday night or on Wednesday if you are further in the future to the east. This will be a simultaneous update though, so it's not like the Asia server will get the update first, which is usually what happens for stuff like mid-patch banners or events. So if you want to be able to log in and get into the action as soon as possible, don't forget to pre-download and pre-patch the game before the update officially goes live. Now, as for what you can expect once 1.7 is live, of course, the biggest thing is going to be the new banners, featuring Vivian Banshee and the returning Jane Doe. As for the A ranks though, on both of their banners, they will be Seth and Piper. So honestly, the first half of the patch is going to be great for Anomaly enjoyers just all around. And of course, we cannot forget that the new Robin Bangbu will also be added to the Bangbu gacha system. But if you are not interested in rolling the gacha for these agents though, don't worry, there is still plenty of other stuff to offer from patch 1.7. There is of course the main story, which will feature a look into Vivian's past, as well as the conclusion to the story of Season 1 with Tops and the whole sacrifice story. And we'll also finally see how, spoiler alert, we'll finally see how Hugo somehow magically survives, despite Lycan very confidently telling you over and over again that his hand pierced through Hugo's heart. And now, although we weren't given the exact dates for some of the other events that were announced during the 1.7 livestream, based on past patches, I think it's safe to say that we'll be getting at least a couple of events right out of the gate too. So take what I'm about to say with a little grain of salt. But I think that we'll get the usual 7-day login event where you can earn a total of 10 encrypted master tapes to help you pull for the new Vivian or to add to your stash for Hugo. Then we will also see the return of the Bangbu PvP in the form of Bangbu Rush, which will include a ranked mode now, so you can sweat and like 4-stack against the competition out there. And then also the Say It With Flowers event, where you can do some flower arranging, will also be available, which will be how you can get the new Overtime Boo as well. All of this I think will also be in this first week of the patch. Otherwise, something I am sure of though is that on Friday we will have the regularly scheduled Shiyu defense reset, this time with a buff that will likely involve anomalies and ether damage to help promote Vivian. Otherwise, please look forward to all of the cool new things coming in patch 1.7. And speaking of, I'll be doing a live stream on Wednesday doing pulls for Vivian. So if you do not want to spend your own pulls, but you still want the thrill of gambling, then hopefully I'll see you on stream on Wednesday where you can wish me luck on my pulls. Seriously though, I do need the luck. I do not want any more Nekomatas. But otherwise though, moving on to the social media side of things, speaking of live streams, we can also expect Twitch drops to be active once again as soon as the patch goes live, whereby watching any streamer in the Zenless Zone 0 category over on Twitch for up to 2 hours total, you will earn a handful of in-game rewards. Most importantly though, of all the social media stuff, although it's a bit late by now, last week on the 14th was actually Grace's birthday. So happy birthday to Grace, and also happy birthday to anybody else who has their birthday coming up sometime soon. As for the other social media stuff, it's mostly been posts showing off Vivian, such as Vivian's character teaser or promotional images about her kit, none of which had any retweet competitions associated with them. But I'm sure that we will see some more in the coming week, so stay tuned for that. But speaking of Vivian's posts, now onto the speculation zone. And eagle-eyed viewers might already know what I'm about to say with regards to Vivian's promotional material. By now, as soon as this video goes live, you might be wondering, the banner is coming in a few more days, and yet we haven't seen many, or any for that matter, any early access videos from the creator server. And you'd be right. In the past, you could always expect to see creator server videos appearing the Friday before the banner begins. In fact, it looks like that would line up exactly with the time when all of the Vivian social media posts started to begin. Friday is when the Vivian character teaser was released, and yet now, as of the time of this upload, we still have yet to see anything else. Now, don't worry, Vivian's banner isn't getting cancelled or anything like that. It will still be coming out. But in the background, maybe you could argue that there were still some changes being made to Vivian. After all, whenever creator server footage is shown, there's always a disclaimer that things are subject to change. And well, maybe this time around, there was something that was subject to change. And maybe it's possible that this change is not just, say, a number or a multiplier being tweaked, right? Since visually speaking, the footage and gameplay would fundamentally be the exact same no matter how you change a multiplier or a value here or there. But I would like to remind you all that Vivian is special in that 1, she is an ether agent, and again, as per the developer's own words, ether is a very special element amongst all of the ones in game. So we can probably not expect too many ether agents to be coming out in comparison to the other elements. And secondly, Vivian is going to be our first anomaly agent since Miyabi. So I feel like there are some very high expectations for Vivian. Now, with all of that being said, who's to say if the changes being made are a buff or a nerf to Vivian? Or who knows, maybe it's hardly any change at all and it's just a visual bug or something like that, which will have practically zero impact on the gameplay for her. But I feel like it'd be a little bit more far-fetched to think that the developers would look at an agent and go, you know what, maybe she's too weak. Let's make her stronger, right? Considering the track record of how new agents are constantly power creeping older agents. But don't worry, I'm sure that you'll see Vivian creator server footage very soon. In fact, you can subscribe to the channel to be notified as soon as anything is actually shown off. Now, I know I've been speaking a lot about 1.7 in this video and hyping it up and stuff, but let's not forget with the start of a new patch, it also means the start of new drip marketing for the next patch, which is going to be, in this case, patch 2.0. Now, we haven't seen any drip marketing yet, but if we assume that there are going to be 2 phases of banners in 2.0 and that they decide to drop 1 banner per day, as they always have, then the latest that they could start the drip marketing is literally in a few hours from when this video is posted, so that tomorrow the second banner can be drip marketed and then the day after that is patch 1.7's release. That being said though, we've seen it happen before and I hope they don't do it, but it's possible for miHoYo to reveal the drip marketing for the new agents only after the new banners have already started. So that way people will spend all their polychromes only to then see a new agent and then go, oh, I have to top up again for the next new toy. So from me, a word of advice is, if you are not 100% dead set on getting Vivian or Jane, please wait until after the drop marketing is confirmed and revealed. Because who knows, maybe you're like me and you were so hyped and excited to see Big Ol' Seed in Season 2 trailer. If he suddenly gets drop marketed as the first character in 2.0, you'll probably want to have to save your polychromes, which might make you reevaluate whether or not you want Vivian. But of course, as always, we cannot tell for sure what is going to happen with the drip marketing, or when it will be, or even who will be shown off. So I know it's going to sound difficult, but the best thing we can do is just to wait. Otherwise though, as always, thank you all for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, liking, commenting, and subscribing is greatly appreciated. If you are planning on pulling for Vivian or Jane, or even both, or even with their engines as well, I wish you all the best of luck in your pulls. Or alternatively, I hope that you are happy keeping your polychrome safe as you wait for Hugo. But otherwise though, I will see you all next time. Bye bye!